Hey everybody, welcome back to GWN. I am Noctair, your host. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the subscribe button down below and hit that little bell so you'll know when I post new videos. Well, we've hit the end of the season for Clash of Clans Builder Base, and lots of great end of season action. Man, the guys were just pushing so hard to hit 6,000 this season. A lot of our players at Oz Builders have actually they've gotten max or near max bases, and a lot of max troops, maxed battle machines, and so they've been really flexing their muscles with all those troops. None less so than Mango. We got two replays from Mango today, a GiBoCC and a Bombarian Carts. 3-star Bombarian Carts is that. And GiBoCC, if you guys remember, you've got Boxer Giants, Bombers, and Cannon Carts. And they work... I like to use GiBoCC against the kind of squarish type bases, except for brackets, which I've never had much luck against brackets with a GiBoCC strategy. But when it's a relatively boxish styled base, not necessarily a box base itself, but a kind of boxish base, especially with a big opening, that's when I pull out the GiBoCC. And this particular base is kind of an asymmetrical base, and it works really well coming from the side on this one. Even though you're coming from the far side, far away from the builder hall, most of the time I've seen that this will be effective even to get all the way up to the builder hall. And it has a lot to do with where each of the key defenses is placed and what their reach is, and just how quickly the cannon carts can get up to being in range of the builder hall before they get taken out. As you saw here, you know, those last couple of cannon carts were right at the builder hall and they got taken out, but they were able to hit it. So that's when I like to use a GiBoCC. Now, the flip side of these ground attacks, of course, are Bart and Bombarian Cart attacks, which basically do the same thing, but do it without any Boxer Giants to act as tanks or to break through walls. Now, when would you pull one of these out? Well, I like to pull those out when I don't necessarily need the greater tanking action, but I do need something that can distract a lot of defenses to be able to move through the base more quickly. And this base layout here is a fairly common one. There's a little opening down in the lower right-hand side of it. A lot of times when I've seen it, that opening isn't there. In other cases, it's kind of a precursor design for that eyebrow base that pops up a lot now, that we'll be doing a Beat This Base episode on later on. But either way, the attack runs fairly straightforward. You use your bombers to break the pathing, which is their primary function and role, and then you send in the Raged Barbarians to distract everything and give you that time that you need to get your cannon carts in for a little bit of maximum damage. In a lot of these attacks, it kind of peters out towards the end, and your battle machine and one or two of the cannon carts ends up being what really works out that last few extra percentage points on the base. Speed this one up here. We don't want to waste too much time. It's just going to be hammering away to get those last few buildings. And there you go, 3 stars. This is all up high, too. I mean, we're talking 52, 5,300 trophies for most of these guys. A couple of them are 5,500. I don't think I got any from Fid today, but he's been operating up around 58. So is Benjen Starks. I mean, these guys are up there. They've done quite a push. This one here from Simpson Eye is another GiBoCC. Pulls an 85%, and the thing that's interesting about this one is at the very end of it, he manages to pick up a few extra buildings courtesy of the bombers that survive. And I've talked about this before. If you can keep your bombers alive to the end of the attack, they will take out a few extra bases. A lot of times they'll take out or buildings, and a lot of times they'll take out a building or two along the way as well. They might be standing behind something and just throw a bomb or two to help take down some of the hit points, but other times they flat out take it out by themselves, like for example what's happening up there with that army camp. And he'll help out here with this storage. See, finish that off too. So that's kind of the beauty of keeping your bombers alive just a little bit longer in your attack, so they can add a little bit more to the damage factor at the end there, and help take down a few extra things. I don't know if he managed to get that. Yeah, I think he's going to get that elixir collector up there too. I wasn't paying any attention when I watched this originally. I was thinking more about the one down at the bottom who's taking out that storage in that army camp. Oh, no, he didn't get it. Oh, what a heartbreaker, just a sliver of life. One more throw would have been all it took. Speeding that one up to finish it off here. And we get that last bit. Boom. Not bad. 85% 2-star. Now, the last replay I've got for you in our Groundswell episode here. This I'm calling Bartika. And Durian, I don't know if he uses this on a regular basis. It's kind of a custom, if you will, but it works really well here. He comes in with a couple of Super PEKKA to bust up the wall, and then proceeds to do the standard flood and distract with the Raged Barbarians and a couple of camps of Cannon Cart to do the general destruction along the way. Works out really well. He sweeps through this this bracket variant, I guess, because it's not quite as bracketed as most of the other ones, but he sweeps through it for an 87% 2-star. And again, he's coming in from the opposite side of the builder hall itself, so he's got quite a lot to go through. And that's the strength of an attack that uses the Super PEKKA. A lot of times the Super PEKKA, along with the battle machine, it's all you're really going to need to work your way through the base, take out some of the heftier defenses, like, for example, the Crushers and the Giant Cannon and so forth. But if you can keep your Cannon Carts alive, most of the time against the Giant Cannon, because it tends to kick them out from, the back. But if you can keep your Cannon Carts alive, you'll get down to the end with a pretty good solid percentage, in this case 87%. Key thing, multiple points of ingress. Notice he broke out 2 holes up at the top with those Super PEKKAs. So there you have it, the Groundswell episode, some end of season ground attacks. Got lots more stuff coming up from the end of season. The guys gave me just a ton of great replays. Going to have a big Bart second look and another Beat This Base. Lots of good stuff. Y'all keep on coming back and keep on clashing. I'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.